I sat frozen at the family dinner table as Mom announced the news with a bright smile. Camille's dream wedding is fully funded. Everything's paid for. My older sister Camille beamed beside her fiancé Derek, raising her wine glass. I felt my stomach drop. Wait, how? I asked quietly. Mom waved dismissively. We used your college savings, sweetheart. The room spun. My acceptance letter to State University was upstairs. That money was for my education, I whispered. Camille laughed. Don't be selfish. I'm getting married. Derek nodded. College will always be there. I looked at Mom, waiting for her to defend me. Instead, she patted Camille's hand. You understand, don't you, Maya? Family supports family. Tears blurred my vision as I stood from the table. Nobody stopped me as I walked to my room, clutching my acceptance letter like a lifeline that had just been cut. The next morning I confronted them. Mom was making coffee while Camille scrolled through wedding magazines. We need to talk about the college fund, I said, voice shaking. Mom sighed. Maya, we've already discussed this. No, you announced it. I never agreed. Camille looked up, annoyed. My wedding is in 3 months. The deposits are paid. What do you want me to do? I want my future back, I said. Mom's face hardened. Stop being ungrateful. Derek walked in. Maybe if you weren't so focused on yourself, you'd be happy for your sister. Camille smiled at him with false sweetness. Just be happy for me, Maya. I stared at them, all watching me like I was the villain. I can't do this, I said, grabbing my car keys. Maya, where are you going? Mom called. I didn't answer. I just left. After 3 days at my friend Zoe's house, I returned home hoping Mom had reconsidered. I found my bedroom door open. My stomach sank. Everything was gone. My bed, desk, bookshelf, replaced with folding tables covered in wedding favors. What happened to my room? I asked Mom in the hallway. She didn't look guilty. Camille needed storage space. Your stuff is in the garage. Where am I supposed to sleep? You're 18. Maybe it's time you found your own place. The words hit like a physical blow. Camille appeared behind Mom, looking pleased. It's not personal, Maya. But I saw the truth in her eyes. This was personal. I grabbed 2 boxes from the garage and loaded them into my car. I texted Zoe, can I crash longer? Her response, always. I didn't look back. Living on Zoe's couch was humbling. I needed income fast. I took a job with a grocery delivery app, working 10-hour days. The pay barely covered gas. At night, I taught myself to code, watching tutorials, completing free courses, practicing until my eyes burned. One night, I found a posting, need custom app developed. Will pay $3,000 for working prototype. My heart raced. The client's profile was sparse. No reviews, vague description. Something felt off. But I was desperate. I submitted my portfolio, small projects I'd built. The next morning, you're hired. Start immediately. Zoe's mom knocked. Maya, breakfast is ready. I stared at the screen, finger hovering over accept. This could be my way out. Or a scam. I clicked accept. No risk, no future. 3 months passed. The freelance gig was legitimate, barely. I'd built a scheduling app for a demanding client who paid on time. Meanwhile, my social media filled with photos of Camille's wedding. The venue looked magazine perfect. Crystal chandeliers, endless white roses. I watched from a library computer, surrounded by college brochures I couldn't afford. Her caption made my blood boil. Some dreams come true today. Others can wait. She wanted me to see it. But comments from guests complaining about the crashed RSVP app sparked an idea. What if I built something better? A comprehensive event planning app that actually worked? By sunrise, I had a basic framework. I created a website, uploaded the app, and shared it on forums. Then I waited. 3 days later, my phone exploded. A TikTok user called it genius. Downloads climbed rapidly. My revenge had begun. The app went viral overnight. Thousands of downloads became tens of thousands. My premium tier brought $50 each. Within a week, I'd made more money than my entire summer of delivery jobs. Messages flooded in, event planners, wedding coordinators, all wanting custom features. I worked 18-hour days coding constantly. Maya, you need to sleep, Zoe said at 2 a.m. Revenue kept climbing. 10,000. 20,000. 50,000. Then came the message that changed everything. Impressed with your work. Would like to discuss investment opportunity. The sender was Theodore Kingston, venture capitalist, known for backing successful startups. My hands shook typing, yes. When and where? His reply was instant. Tomorrow. Blue Mountain Noon. As I pulled into the parking lot, the cafe's TV showed Camille being interviewed about building the perfect marriage. My jaw clenched. Let her enjoy it while it lasts. Theodore Kingston was young, casual, with sharp, calculating eyes. Maya? He asked. I nodded, shaking his hand. He showed me projections, user growth, potential revenue, market analysis. With proper funding, this could be a multi-million-dollar company. I want to back you fully. What's the catch? He smiled. You stay anonymous until official launch. Build quietly, then reveal yourself for maximum impact. Why anonymous? Because you're young. People will underestimate you. Better to build credibility first, then shock them. I thought about everyone who dismissed me. I'm in. We shook hands. I glanced at the cafe TV again. Camille talked about her perfect husband and bright future. Theodore followed my gaze. Someone you know? My sister. She stole my college fund for that wedding. He raised an eyebrow. Sounds like you have motivation. I smiled coldly. You have no idea. 6 months into building the company, Mom found me at my small office. Maya, there you are, she said like I'd just been hiding. How did you find me? Zoe's mother mentioned something. We need to talk. I saved my work. What do you want, Mom? I need help. Medical bills have piled up. I almost laughed. You spent my college fund, kicked me out, and now you want money? She looked uncomfortable. Camille's struggling too. Derek's business isn't doing well. Not my problem. Mom's expression hardened. Family helps family. You didn't help me when I needed it. That was different. I stood walking to the door. Leave. She grabbed her purse. If you don't help, I'll tell Camille where you are. Tell her. I don't care anymore. She left and I locked the door. My phone buzzed. Theodore, major investor meeting tomorrow. Mom's threats meant nothing now. I was building something she couldn't take away. Camille's message came 2 weeks later. Maya, we need to talk. It's important. I stared at the text before responding. About what? My marriage. Derek and I are having problems. Can we meet? Curiosity 1. Coffee shop on 7th Street. Saturday at 2. When Saturday came, Camille walked in looking nothing like her wedding photos. Designer clothes gone, replaced with jeans and a sweater. No makeup, dark circles under her eyes. Thanks for meeting me, she said. What do you want, Camille? She twisted her cup. My marriage is falling apart. Derek's cheating. We bought a house we can't afford. I lost my job. Everything's a disaster. I waited silently. I need sisterly support. Can't we move past what happened? The audacity was breathtaking. Move past you stealing my future? She flinched. I was selfish and stupid. I'm paying for it. Good. She looked shocked. Please. I need financial help. The divorce will cost thousands. An idea formed. Dangerous, vindictive, perfect. Come to my apartment tomorrow. I'll help you. Hope lit her face. I smiled coldly. Really? Camille arrived at my apartment looking around with surprise. It was modest but clean. She'd expected me struggling. This is nice, she said carefully. Sit down. Let's talk about your divorce. I pulled out a prepared folder. I'll pay for your divorce lawyer. All fees covered. Her eyes widened. How can you afford? I've been working. But there's a condition. I slid a contract across. You sign this, giving me power of attorney for your divorce proceedings. I handle everything. Lawyers, finances, settlements. Why do you need that? My money, my control. Take it or leave it. She scanned it quickly. Too quickly. She was desperate, not careful. If this gets me away from Derek, fine. She signed without reading the fine print. I watched her signature dry, feeling satisfaction bloom. She had no idea what she'd agreed to. Welcome to my world, Camille. Now let's destroy your husband. She smiled weakly. Thank you. Neither will I said. The trap was set. Over the next week, I hired an investigator and began building a case. What I found was worse than expected. Hidden accounts, fraudulent business dealings, multiple affairs. Derek wasn't just a cheater. He was a criminal. The contract gave me complete control over Camille's divorce strategy. Her lawyer Patterson called immediately. Having a third-party control proceedings is highly unusual. My sister signed willingly. Is there a legal problem? He hesitated. No, but here's what we're doing. I outlined my plan. We weren't just divorcing Derek. We were exposing him completely. That's quite aggressive, Patterson said. Your client wants what I'm paying for. He agreed reluctantly. As we investigated Derek's finances, I discovered he'd been hiding money their entire marriage. The amount? Exactly what my college fund would have grown to. Perfect. I called my investigator. I need everything on Derek's business partner and his mistress. How far? As far as necessary. Within days I had a complete picture. Multiple women, a secret apartment, business fraud. I organized everything and sent it to Patterson. Make it public. This will destroy him, Patterson warned. That's the point. Camille called. The lawyer says you're being really aggressive. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. She went quiet. Hey. Thank you. I smiled. The game was just beginning. The divorce filing went public on a Friday. I'd arranged for details to leak to a local gossip blog. By evening, the story was everywhere. Local businessman Derek Morrison accused of fraud, multiple affairs. The blog published photos. Derek with various women, hidden accounts, contemptuous text messages. Social media erupted. Camille's friends who'd celebrated her wedding now commented with shock. Her image was crumbling, but this time as the victim. Derek's response came Monday. A threatening letter from his lawyer demanding I cease interference. I called Patterson. Forward this to the judge. He's trying to intimidate us. Then I called Derek directly. What the hell are you doing? He snarled. Helping my sister. By destroying me? You destroyed yourself. I'm just making sure everyone knows. I'll ruin you. With what money? Your accounts are frozen. Your partners are distancing themselves. Your reputation is gone. You'll regret this. No, Derek. You will. See you in court. I forwarded the threatening call to Patterson. Every move Derek made I countered. Camille called crying. Everyone's talking about me. They're talking about Derek. Trust me. But I didn't realize how well it was working. Not yet. While reviewing Derek's financial records, I found something that made my blood run cold. The wedding expenses were nearly double what my college fund contained. I cross-referenced every payment. Then I found transfers from other accounts. Mom's retirement fund, a loan against the house, even money from my grandmother's estate trust. Camille hadn't just taken my college fund. She'd stolen from everyone and blamed it all on me. I called my estranged Aunt Helen, a lawyer we rarely spoke to. Maya? Is this really you? Aunt Helen, I need information about Grandma's estate trust. Pause. Why? Because I think Camille accessed it illegally for her wedding. Another pause. You're right. She forged your mother's signature. I tried to investigate, but your mother shut me down. Rage flooded through me. Would you testify to that? In court? Against your sister? Yes. Long silence. If she committed fraud, she needs to face it. I hung up and stared at the evidence. This changed everything. Camille wasn't just selfish. She was a criminal. And I was going to prove it. I drove to Mom's house unannounced. She answered looking exhausted. Maya, what are you doing here? I pushed past her. We need to talk about Camille's wedding. Not this again. Mom, stop. I pulled out bank statements. Camille didn't just use my college fund. She stole from you too. Your retirement, the house equity, Grandma's trust. Look at these dates. Mom's face went pale. No. That's not possible. She forged your signature. Aunt Helen confirmed it. Helen, you contacted her. Because you wouldn't tell me the truth. Mom sank onto the couch, hands shaking. I didn't know about the trust. She lied to all of us. And now your finances are destroyed. Tears streamed down Mom's face. Why would she do this? Because she's selfish and knew she could get away with it. Mom covered her face, sobbing. I ruined everything. No, Mom. You ruined it by choosing to believe her. But you can make it right. Testify about the fraud. Help me hold her accountable. She's my daughter. So am I. And you threw me away. Silence stretched. Finally, what do you need? Tell the truth. That's all. She nodded slowly. The divorce trial began 3 months later. I sat in the back watching Derek's lawyer paint Camille as vindictive, me as manipulative. Patterson stood to present our case. We have documented evidence of financial fraud, adultery, and emotional abuse. He called Mom first. She looked small and frightened being sworn in. After basic questions, did your daughter Camille have significant financial resources when she married? No. She was in debt from the wedding. And who paid for that wedding? Mom's voice cracked. I believed it was primarily my younger daughter's college fund. But I recently learned Camille also accessed funds through fraud. Derek's lawyer objected. The judge allowed it. Patterson presented the bank records, Mom's testimony about the forged signature. Camille sat frozen, face white. She hadn't known I'd discovered this. Derek's lawyer scrambled. This is irrelevant to the divorce. It establishes the plaintiff's character and financial manipulation predating the marriage, Patterson countered. The judge agreed. As the trial continued, Derek's case crumbled. Every hidden asset was documented. Every affair proven. By day 3, Derek's lawyer was negotiating settlement. I'd won. Camille had lost everything. And it felt perfect. While the trial unfolded, Theodore called. We're ready to go public with your identity. The app has 2 million users now. Revenue is $12 million annually. My heart raced. Now. Tech Innovator magazine wants your story. The article came out 2 weeks later. Meet Maya Chin, the 19-year-old who disrupted event planning. There was a professional photo of me in the office. The article detailed my journey. Self-taught coder, built the app alone, grew it to multi-million-dollar valuation. The story went viral immediately. Tech blogs picked it up. News outlets wanted interviews. My followers exploded to 50,000 overnight. But the most satisfying response came from Camille. She called, voice shaking. You're a millionaire? The company's valued at 10 million. I own 60%. So technically yes. Silence. Then, how? Hard work. Something you wouldn't understand. Maya, I had no idea that I was capable, that I could succeed without your perfect life. I know. That's not what I meant. Yes, it is. I hung up. That evening, Theodore took me to celebrate. You did it. I smiled. No. I'm just getting started. 2 weeks after the article published, Camille showed up at my office unannounced. I let her in. She walked in looking destroyed. The divorce was finalized. She'd gotten the house, but it was underwater with debt. No job, no money, no husband. She sat down, and for the first time in years I saw her without the mask. I need to talk to you, she said quietly. So talk. She took a shaky breath. I was always jealous of you. Mom loved me more. Everyone said I was the pretty one. But you were smarter. Teachers loved you. Grandma left you the college fund because she believed in you. I said nothing, letting her continue. I couldn't stand it. When Derek proposed, I saw a chance to finally win. Taking your college fund felt like proving I deserved more than you. So you destroyed my future to feel powerful? Yes. The admission hung in the air. And it didn't even work. Derek was awful. I threw away everything for nothing. Tears streamed down her face. I'm sorry, Maya. I'm so sorry. I watched her cry, feeling nothing. I recorded this conversation. She looked up, confused. What? I held up my phone. Every word. Your confession. All of it. Her face went white. Why? Because I can't trust you. And because now I have leverage. Leverage for what? I leaned forward. For whatever I decide. I used Camille's confession strategically. First, I sent it to Mom. This is who you chose over me. Her response came hours later. I was so wrong. Can you ever forgive me? I didn't reply. Then I sent it to Patterson to use in final settlement negotiations. Derek folded within days. But the most effective use was quieter. I sent the recording to 3 of Camille's closest friends, the ones who'd mocked me online. I didn't add commentary. Just the audio file. Within a week, Camille's social circle had abandoned her. Friends who'd praised her perfect wedding now whispered about her manipulation. Camille called hysterical. "What did you do? Why are my friends turning on me?" I gave them the truth. What they do with it is their choice. "You're destroying my life." "No, Camille. I'm just not protecting you from consequences of your own choices anymore." She hung up. That night Mom called. "Camille needs family support." She had family support. She threw it away. "She's your sister. She was my sister. Now she's just someone who tried to ruin me and failed." Mom was crying. "When did you become so cold?" "When I had to survive what you all put me through." I blocked her number. Theodore found me working late. "You okay?" "Better than okay. I'm free." Theodore took me to dinner. "I need to talk about the company's future. We have an opportunity. A major tech firm wants to acquire us. The offer is $45 million. My mind reeled. $45 million? Your share would be $27 million. Enough to never work again. It was everything I'd dreamed of. "So what's the problem?" "The acquisition happens in 6 months. But they want you to step back from the revenge campaign. They think the drama could affect the company's reputation." I felt cold. They want me to let Camille off the hook? They want you focused on business, not personal vendettas. It's asking me to abandon my principles. Theodore leaned forward. "Maya, you've already won. You're successful, wealthy, respected. Camille has nothing. Maybe it's time to move on." I stared at my untouched food. He wasn't wrong. I'd accomplished everything. Did I need more? What do you think I should do? Take the money and build something even bigger. Show them success is the best revenge. I nodded slowly. "Let me think about it." "Take your time. But Maya, don't let hate consume you. You're better than that." Driving home, his words echoed. Was I becoming the villain? I texted Theodore. "I've made my decision." And set up the meeting. I'm ready to move on. Mom showed up at my office the next day looking desperate. "The house is being foreclosed. I can't keep up with the debt from everything. And you want me to save you. I'm begging you. I'm your mother." I wrote a check for $50,000. Enough to save the house. Mom's hands shook. "Maya, thank you so much. There's a condition. You don't contact me again. You don't ask for more. You take this money and disappear from my life." "Maya, please. That's the deal. Take it or leave it." She looked at the check, then at me. "Can't we?" "No. This is your choice. Money or me. You chose Camille once. Now choose yourself and leave me in peace." Tears rolled down her face. "I love you. You know that, right? Love is a verb, Mom. It's actions. You didn't love me when it mattered." She took the check and stood slowly. "I hope someday you can forgive me. I hope someday I can forget you." She left and I watched her walk away. That evening I started packing up my apartment. I found old photos from before everything fell apart. Me and Camille as kids, Mom hugging us. I threw the box away. Some memories didn't deserve keeping. I was ready to move on. While cleaning out storage at Mom's house, I found a locked box in the attic. It had belonged to my father, who'd passed when I was 12. I broke the lock. Inside were documents, letters, and a journal. My hands shook opening the diary. Most entries were mundane, but one section made me freeze. Dated 2 months before he died. "I'm worried about Gloria's favoritism toward Camille. I've started a separate college fund for Maya. Gloria doesn't know. It's in Maya's name only, managed by my brother Thomas. If anything happens to me, he'll make sure Maya gets it when she turns 18. I read it 3 times, heart pounding. Uncle Thomas. Dad's brother. We'd lost touch after Dad died. I found his number. "Hello." His voice was older but familiar. "Uncle Thomas? It's Maya." A long pause. "Maya? My God, is that really you?" I found Dad's journal. He mentioned a college fund. "Yes. I've been managing it for years. I tried to contact you at 18, but your mother said you didn't want anything from our family." She lied. She told me there was only one fund and they gave it to Camille. "They what?" "That fund was specifically protected." "How much is in it now?" "With investments? About $85,000. I sat down hard, tears streaming. Dad had tried to protect me. "Can I access it?" "It's yours. Always has been." The revelation about Dad's fund changed everything. Not because of the money, I had plenty, but because it proved Dad understood. He saw Camille's manipulation, Mom's favoritism, and he tried to save me. I called Patterson. I want to do something. An auction of Camille's wedding items. All proceeds go to scholarship funds for students from broken homes. That's brilliant. Charitable and publicly reclaims the narrative. We organized fast. Media coverage was instant. The night of the auction, the room was packed. And there in the back was Camille. She looked destroyed, but she'd come. I took the microphone. These items represent a wedding funded by stolen dreams. Tonight we turn that theft into opportunity for others. The bidding started. The dress went for $5,000. Item by item, Camille's perfect day was dismantled. Halfway through, Camille stood up. Stop this. You're humiliating me. The room went silent. I looked at her calmly. No, Camille. I'm giving meaning to your selfishness. I apologized. What more do you want? I want you to understand what you did. She started crying. Haven't I suffered enough? Have I? Security moved toward her, but I raised my hand. Let her stay. Let her watch. The auction continued. By the end, we'd raised $68,000. As people filed out, Camille approached. I hope you're happy now. I looked at her, really looked. No. But I'm at peace. The months after the auction were strange. Camille hit rock bottom, lost her house, couldn't find work, moved into a tiny apartment. Friends sent me updates. Instead of joy, I felt emptiness. Theodore noticed during a meeting. You seem distracted. I think I went too far with Camille. Revenge usually doesn't feel how we think it will. I'd been asking myself the same question. That evening, I drove to Camille's apartment. She answered looking shocked. Why, can I come in? Her apartment was barely furnished. She made tea with shaking hands. Why are you here? To give you this. I handed her an envelope containing a pamphlet for a free counseling center and career training program. What is this? A chance. Not forgiveness. Not reconciliation. Just a chance to rebuild without me stepping on your throat. Why would you help me? I'm not helping you. I'm freeing myself. Hating you is consuming me. So I'm walking away. She looked at me with tears streaming. I don't deserve this. No, you don't. But I deserve peace. And I can't have that while focused on your destruction. I stood to leave. I hope you figure out how to be better. Not for me. For yourself. I left, and for the first time in 2 years I felt light. 6 months later, I stood on stage at the Women in Tech Summit. My name is Maya, and 2 years ago my sister stole my college fund for her wedding. I began. The audience leaned forward silently. I told them everything. The betrayal, the homelessness, teaching myself to code, building the app, the revenge, and finally, the emptiness of winning. I thought destroying her would heal me. But revenge doesn't heal wounds. It just creates new ones. What healed me was building something bigger than my pain. I shared the numbers. 2 million users, 15 million in revenue, 20 scholarships funded. Rebuilding from ruin isn't about getting even. It's about becoming someone you're proud to be. The applause was thunderous. Afterward, dozens of women shared their own stories of survival. One young woman grabbed my hands. Your story gives me hope. That night my phone rang. Maya? This is Lawrence Chen from Netflix. We'd like to discuss acquiring the rights to your story. I smiled, thinking about how far I'd come. Let's talk. Later, scrolling social media, I saw something unexpected. Camille had posted for the first time in months. A photo at the Career Training Center. The caption, "Starting over is terrifying. But necessary. Thank you to those who showed me grace when I deserved none." She didn't tag me. Just acknowledged the help. I didn't like or comment. But I didn't feel anger either. Just quiet satisfaction that maybe she was learning. 2 years after Camille stole my college fund, I stood at State University. The school I'd been accepted to but never attended. The dean greeted me warmly. Your donation is extraordinary. A full scholarship program for young women from broken homes. We walked through campus, students rushing to classes, living the life I'd once dreamed of. We reached the new student center where a plaque was unveiled. The Maya Chen Scholarship Foundation, turning ashes into opportunity. I stared at it, emotion welling up. I didn't need the degree anymore. but seeing my name here felt like closing a circle. Would you like to say a few words? The dean asked. I looked at the gathered students. 2 years ago I thought my life was over. Someone I trusted stole my future. But I learned something important. Nobody can take your future unless you let them. You are not your circumstances. You are not your pain. You are what you build from the ashes. The students applauded. Several had tears in their eyes. That night, alone in my apartment overlooking the city, I opened my laptop. I found Camille's social media. She'd posted a video, working as a receptionist, looking healthier, smiling cautiously. 6 months sober from toxic relationships and bad decisions. Still rebuilding. Still learning. The comments were supportive. I closed the laptop without commenting. My story wasn't about her anymore. It was about the company I'd built, the lives I'd changed, the future I'd created from nothing. She tried to ruin me. Instead, she'd made me unstoppable. I looked out at the city lights, thinking about Dad's journal, his belief in me. I made it, Dad, I whispered. I really made it. And for the first time in 2 years I slept without anger, without pain, without the weight of revenge. I slept free.